Hello, myself Dr. K. Solkar from Department of Electronics and Telecommunication, KK Bagh Institute of Engineering Education and Research, Nasik. Today I am going to speak on a device known as colorimeter. This device is very popular in the clinical laboratories. This is essential too because this device is used to test the concentration of a solution by measuring its absorbance and a wavelength between 400 to 700 nanometers, that is from the visible spectrum of light of the electromagnetic spectrum. As it is concerned with the absorbance of a solution under test, what is this absorption or absorbance? This is nothing but the absorption of light. When light falling on a colored solution, it is either absorbed or transmitted. A colored solution absorbs all the colors of white light and selectively transmit only one color. The principle of working of this device is based on photometric technique. That is, when a beam of incident light of intensity I0, this is the intensity of which the decided as a intensity or light which is passing through a solution I0, a part of this I0 is divided into three parts. Either the light is reflected when falling on the solution, or light will be absorbed by the solution, or the light will be transmitted. So, the light which is a source having a source intensity of I0 is the addition of light reflected, light absorbed IA. The suffix R stands for reflected light, A stands for absorbed light, and the light which is then remaining, which is a transmitter, that is denoted as IT. And hence this equation shows that the total intensity of the light which is falling on the solution gets divided into three parts. This is reflected light intensity, absorbed light intensity, and a transmitted light intensity. The relation among the amount of light absorbed and the concentration of substance can be shown by the two fundamental laws of photometry. On these laws, the working of colorimeter is based. So, the overall working of the colorimeter is associated with the two laws. Those two laws are number one, Beer's law, and second is Lambert's law. Let's see what is Beer's law and what is Lambert's law, the mathematical relation, so as to prove that there is a relation between absorption and concentration of a solution under test. The Beer's law states that the amount of light absorbed is directly proportional to the concentration of the solute in the solution. So, A is the absorbance of a test or a solution, which is the ratio of logarithmic ratio of light, which is the light intensity, which is the source intensity, and the transmitted light intensity, which is also equal to AS into C, where AS stands for absorbency index and C stands for concentration of solution. So, this is Beer's law. So, from this we can conclude that absorption or absorbance of a solution is equal to AS into C. So in this case, if absorbency index is constant, we can definitely say that the absorbance of a solution is directly proportional to concentration. The second law is the Lambert law. This law states that the amount of light absorbed is directly proportional to the length and thickness of solution under analysis. So in the first law we say that absorbance is proportional to concentration provided AS is constant. In this Lambert's law, it shows that absorbance is a proportional to AS into L, where L is the length of the cavity or length of the solution. So in this case also, if we assume that AS is constant, that it is the absorbance standard is constant, then A is proportional to L. And in the Beer's law, we saw that this is absorbance proportional to concentration. So we have two equations: absorbance proportional to concentration, absorbance proportional to the length of the cavity. Now, if we combine these two Beer's and Lambert's law together, then what equation we can obtain is absorbance is proportional to ASCl into L, that is the concentration and length of the solution. So here L stands for the distance traveled by the light in the solution, that is in the centimeters, and concentration that we already studied. So from this equation, the absorbency index, that is AS, can, if it is to be calculated, this is possible by taking the ratio of this absorbance and CL, concentration and length of the solution. So the absorbency index is AS into AS is equal to A upon CL is the ratio of absorbance and product of concentration and length. Or we can modify this equation, can say that A is proportional to, provided here it is assumed that AS is constant. So if we treat this A as constant, then we can say that absorbance is proportional to concentration of the solution and length of the solution. So it is the product. So equating this equal to the this notation is for the absorption coefficient CL. So where we can say that A is equal to epsilon CL, that is the absorption coefficient product of this concentration of the solution and the length traveled. So this is what the construction of colorimeter. In this particular setup, it is shown that there are 5 essential parts. It doesn't mean the other parts are not essential, but those are playing a important role. So this is denoted with number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 and number 5. So number 1 is the light source. So light source, just now in the earlier slide we saw that a light source which transmits or emits the light from it, that is fall on this solution. So this is the cavity in which the solution under test is kept. So before the light reaches to this, it has to pass through slit where the beam of light can be obtained, and it is passing through lens. Now when it is a lens used, see that this light scattered is allowed to pass on the filter. The filter is playing the another important role here. This filter will decide what is the wavelength to be passed from this apart from the what is the wavelength that we have on it. Selected wavelength can be passed through chosen through this filter and allowed to pass through this cavity. So the next essential part is the cavity. As mentioned in the earlier slide in the Lambert's law, that the length of cavity or length of solution is again important. So the absorbance is proportional to length. So if the length is smaller, then absorbance will change. So assuming that the length of cavity is constant, we can say that absorbance is directly proportional to concentration, or if the concentration is considered to be constant, then we can say that the absorbance will vary based on the length of the cuvette. So after when now here is the key role of it. Now the light which is falling on this is I0. Either it will be absorbed, so this will be IA. If it is reflected, then it will be IR, and the remaining light which is emitted through this solution will be the light transmitted. And what is the light transmitted through the first equation that we saw, that is I0 is equal to IR plus IA plus IT. So this IT is going to fall on this photo cell. This is the photo detector device, and once it is the light which is fallen, this device is going to convert this light signal into electrical signal, and the final part of the colorimeter is the output indicator or display device, a digital display widely used in current colorimeter, current which is as said that popular device. Some modifications are being, instead of the analog meters, these meters are replaced with the digital meters. So very clear indication and possibility of error is avoided through use of digital displays. So finally it displays. Now this device is going to tell us about that what is the concentration of a solution, that is based on the absorption. So this is what the description of the working of the colorimeter. The calibration, first of all, the calibration is to be done. How the calibration, what calibration is? The solution of known wavelength, known concentration, and a known length. This is considered for a calibration purpose, and the equation is matched. That is, we know that A is equal to CL. With this, the calibration is done using the standard solution in the cuvette, and that cuvette is placed in the cuvette holder. After placing this cuvette in the holder, that is here, a light is allowed to pass with a certain wavelength, that is directed through the solution through a series of filters and lenses, as we saw that through slit, through lens, filter, then it is allowed to pass. Lenses are used for navigation of colored light. The filter allows the required wavelength to pass through it and reaches the cuvette containing the standard or test solutions. It analyzes the reflected light and compares it with the predetermined standard solution. When the monochromatic light, that is the light of only one wavelength, it is not the range of wavelength, specific wavelength is decided, this reaches the cuvette. Now here again the first equation in the starting that we discussed, some of the light gets reflected, some is absorbed by the solution, and the remaining part of the light is transmitted through the solution, which falls on the photodetector system. The photodetector system measures the intensity of a transmitted light and converts it into electrical signal that is sent to the galvanometer or a digital display device. This display device measures the electrical signal and display it in the digital form as the absorbance or optical density of the solution analyzed. So this way, from the light source to the display, the colorimeter works. Now the conclusion or observation of this, if now once this process is completed, if the absorption of the solution is higher, sometimes it is going to be no change, sometimes it is going to be higher, sometimes it will be less, smaller one. But in the case when the solution, the absorption of the solution is higher, then there will be a more light absorbed by the solution. So when absorption of the solution is higher, light will be absorbed. If the absorption of solution is low, then more light will be transmitted because the absorption of the light will be less, and naturally the transmitted light will be more through the solution, which affect the galvanometer reading and corresponds to the concentration of the solid in the solution. By putting all the values in the formula given in the below section or next section, one can easily determine the concentration of the solution. So our aim is to know either the length of the solution or concentration of the solution, but it is better to keep the length of the solution constant and the absorption can be directly proportional to the concentration. Now see that in this the again the original equation which we saw, that is using Beer's-Lambert's law, this equation we saw. In this equation, if we treat this first term as a constant and the length of the cavity is constant, then we can say that absorption is proportional to concentration. So now, as we saw just now, in the procedure of the colorimeter testing, the solution under the standard solution is to be used for the calibration purpose, and then the solution under test can be measured, can be put in the cuvette. Now because of the calibration part of this, then we can say that this equation can be used two times. First time, this T stands for absorption of the solution under test and the concentration of solution under test. So AT is equal to CT, and excuse me, AT is equal to CT. A is equal to, if we divide this, if we take the ratio of this, then from these two equations we are going to get a new equation, that is AT into CS equal to AS into CT. Once again, the S stands for standard solution and T for the solution under test. So from this equation, a new equation can be derived. CT, that is the concentration of the solution under test, this is equal to ratio of absorption of test under and standard solution, and this is equal to, if we know this, then we can say that a ratio of this, we can multiply this, and the concentration of the solution under test can be calculated. So in this way, in a very simplified manner, the colorimeter can be useful or can be used for measuring the solution concentration of the solution in the clinical laboratories in the field of biomedical electronics. Thank you.